Lesson 52. My thoughts are images that I have made. God did not create a meaningless world. How can a meaningless world exist if God did not create it? He is the source of all meaning, and everything that is real is in his mind. It is in my mind too, because he created it with me. Why should I continue to suffer from the effects of my own insane thoughts when the perfection of creation is my home? Let me remember the power of my decision and recognize where I really abide. Satya Ananda, truth, consciousness, bliss, love, which is all of this. The purpose of purposelessness, like a monk. He doesn't say, I drop a fart at 4:36. Whatever I see reflects my thoughts. It is my thoughts that tell me where I am and what I am. The fact that I see a world in which there is suffering and loss and death shows me that I am seeing only the representation of my insane thoughts, and am not allowing my real thoughts to cast their beneficial light on what I see. Yet God's way is sure. The images I have made cannot prevail against him, because it is not my will that they do so. My will is his, and I will place no other gods before him. Let's read that again. If you see a world of suffering and loss and death, then you'll realize that it's ego in your thoughts, not God's. Because death does not exist. It is an idea. Thoughts are in time. Loss and gain, praise, blame, are all the same as well for the soul. The soul does not die or reborn. You're just taking on and taking off new clothes each time. Suffering for the soul brings you closer to God, and it only shows you where you're attached to. Now we end with, I am the light of the world and forgiveness. Lesson 61. Who is the light of the world except God's Son? This, then, is merely a statement of the truth about yourself. It is the opposite of a statement of pride, arrogance, or a self-deception. It does not describe the self-concept you have made. It does not refer to any of the characteristics with which you have endowed your idols. It refers to you as you were created by God, and it simply states the truth. To the ego, today's idea is the epitome of self-glorification, but the ego does not understand humility, mistaking it for self-debasement. Humility consists of accepting your role in salvation and in taking no other. It is not humility to insist you cannot be the light of the world, if that is the function of God assigned to you. It is only arrogance that would assert this function cannot be for you, and arrogance is always of the ego. True humility requires that you accept today's idea, because it is God's voice which tells you it is true. This is the beginning to step in accepting your real function on earth. It is a giant stride toward taking your rightful place in salvation. It is a positive association of your right to be saved, and an acknowledgement of the power that is given you to save others. You will want to think about this idea as often as possible today. It is the perfect answer to all illusions, and therefore to all temptations. It brings all images you have made about yourself to the truth, and helps you depart in peace, unburdened and certain of your purpose. As many practice periods as possible should be undertaken today. They should begin with telling yourself, I am the light of the world. That is my only function. That is why I am here. I am the light of the world. That is my only function. That is why I am here. Then think about these statements for a short while, preferably with your eyes closed, if the situation permits. Let a few related thoughts come to you, and repeat the idea to yourself if your mind wanders away from the central thought. Be sure both to begin and end the day with a practice period. Thus you will awaken with an acknowledgement of the truth about yourself. Reinforce it throughout the day, and turn to sleep as you affirm your function and your only purpose here. These 2 practice periods may be longer than the rest if you find them helpful and want to extend them. Today's ideas go far beyond the ego's petty views of what you are and what your purpose is. As a bringer of salvation, this is obviously necessary. This is the first of a number of giant steps we will take in the next few weeks. God has built his plan for the salvation of his Son on you. Computer's about to die. Plug it in. Last lesson, last video of the Course in Miracles, lessons 62 and 63. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. It is your forgiveness that will bring the world of darkness to light. It is your forgiveness that lets you recognize the light in which you see. Forgiveness is the demonstration that you are the light of the world. Through your forgiveness does the truth about yourself return to your memory. Therefore, in your forgiveness lies your salvation. Illusions about yourself and the world are one. That is why all forgiveness is a gift to yourself. Your goal is to find out who you are. Having denied your identity by attacking creation and its creator, now you are learning how to remember the truth. For this attack must be replaced by forgiveness, so that thoughts of life may replace thoughts of death. Remember that in every attack you call upon your own weakness, while each time you forgive, you call upon the strength of Christ in you. Do not then begin to understand what forgiveness will do for you? It will remove all sense of weakness, strain, and fatigue from your mind. It will take away all fear and guilt and pain. It will restore the invulnerability and power God gave his sons to your awareness. Let us be glad to begin and end this day by practicing today's idea. And it will help those around you as well as those who seem to be far away in space and time to share this happiness with you. As often as you can, closing your eyes if possible, say to yourself today, forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. I will fulfill my function that I may be happy. Then devote a minute or two to considering your function and the happiness and releasing it, and the release it will bring you. Let related thoughts come freely, for your heart will recognize these words, and your mind is the awareness they are true. Should your attention wander, repeat the idea and add, I will remember this because I want to be happy. The light of the world brings peace to every mind through my forgiveness. How holy are you who have the power to bring peace to every mind? How blessed are you who can learn to recognize the means for letting this be done through you? What purpose could you have that would bring you greater happiness? You are indeed the light of the world with such a function. The Son of God looks to you for his redemption. It is yours to give him, for it belongs to you. Accept no trivial purpose or meaningless desire in its place, or you will forget your function and leave the Son of God in hell. This is no idle request that is being asked of you. You are being asked to accept salvation that it may be yours to give. Recognizing the importance of this function, we will be happy to remember it very often today. We will begin the day by acknowledging it and close the day with a thought of it in our awareness. And throughout the day, we will repeat this as often as we can. The light of the world brings peace to every mind through my forgiveness. I am the means God has appointed for the salvation of the world. If you close your eyes, you will probably find it easier to let the related thoughts come to you in a minute or two. Considering this. Remember that God's Son looks to you for his salvation, and who but yourself must be his son? Thank you for joining me, series. Namaste.